Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where our mission is to provide education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at usaglobaltv.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. It's so nice to have you here today on USA Global TV and Radio, where we provide world-class education, inspiration, and hope. I'm Dr. JACALYN KERBECK. I'm our founder and chief listening officer here at our network, where we really do care about listening at an elevated level, giving everyone that gift of being heard. I want to welcome everyone who's watching on YouTube and LinkedIn and Facebook and X and Instagram, and a huge hello and welcome to our new followers on Amazon Live. Today, we're going to be talking a little bit about fitness and specifically the arm hula hoop, which I've been using for a long time, and I'll tell you a little bit about that. So the whole purpose of this particular episode is for you to be educated on something that you might be able to embrace or bring into your life. Maybe it's something that you can purchase on Amazon Live and you can bring into your workout routine. Maybe you don't have a workout routine. Maybe you're on the couch watching television. I hope it's USA Global TV and Radio. But if so, you could just use some arm hula hoops and get some exercise while you're doing what you're doing. So a little bit of background. I have ulcerative colitis. I've had it for 34 years. And the reason I bring it up is because it's impacted me in a number of ways. And I found that fitness was really a way for me to get myself centered and to become physically, mentally, and emotionally strong while I am living with a debilitating, incurable, chronic, are there any other negative words I could use, dis-ease? But I've been able to embrace it and to have it empower me to move forward and just be the strongest version of myself. I turned 60 in March, which I've said this before to other people. I wish somebody had a manual that they handed me and said, when you turn 60, you can expect these things to happen. Well, no one gave me the manual. And then later in the year, my mother passed away. So I really have taken fitness to heart and I embrace it. I work out at least twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day. And some of you might think that's excessive, but no, that's what I need. And that's what makes me feel empowered. So I'm in a place in my life where I'm able to do that. And for that, I'm really grateful. So I wanted to share with you just a quick selfish plug that in this book, Blonde, Sexy, and Hot as Shiite, Beauty, Brains, and Ulcerative Colitis, this is my journey of living with ulcerative colitis and how I've been able to turn it into an empowerment instead of a disability. I'm also on the board of the Crohn's Colitis Foundation, and I run a support group where I help people understand that you are not dirty, you are not diseased, you have a disease, and you can still find your strength and empower through. So if you're interested, if you're on Amazon Live, you can see this at the bottom. You can go ahead and pick up a copy. So we're going to talk about hula hooping. Hula hoops have been around for a very long time. And of course, many of you might know the hula hoop as something that you would do with your waist. And of course, you have to be somewhat coordinated. And I'm going to tell you that I'm not one of those somewhat coordinated people. So the arm hula hoop made a lot more sense for me. But hula hooping has a very long history. I'm going to take myself off the screen for a second so you can just see this quick video. Okay, that's a little extreme, right? But so what happened was the hula hoop was invented a very long time ago. I'm going to give you some of the history. And then as time went on, it was incorporated and embraced more in circuses or when people would pay to see performances or they'd see someone who was doing something that was considered to be unique. And now hula hooping is really in the mainstream. It's been around for a long time. It's something that children embrace, adults embrace, and it is part of the fitness industry. By the way, the green that you see in my hair is not from those hair products I told you about yesterday. There is a certain code for each green screen, and I'm used to being on the StreamYard platform, and apparently it automatically adjusts for the green, but I've not been able to figure out what it is on this new platform. So just pretend I have Halloween green in my hair. All right, so these hula hoops come in different sizes and they come in different weights. Okay, this one is weighted, as is the second one that I'm going to be demonstrating. But you can get hula hoops that are not weighted. And I actually have another set of hula hoops from a company that went out of business. I bought them at the beginning of the pandemic, and they're a little bit thicker, but they're also cushioned because people have asked me, does it hurt your arms? So these do not hurt my arms, and the other ones that I have, they don't hurt my arms either. I don't have them here with me right now. So what I can tell you is that upper body strength is really pivotal. It's really super important, especially in women. And one area that gets neglected quite often is the shoulders. And I see when I work out, I go to Solid Core every day. I'm not a paid spokesperson. I just want to say that. But a lot of the exercise routine works on the shoulders. And so what really stands out to me over time is if you've ever traveled on an airplane and you have to put your luggage in the overhead bin or you have to get it out. And I see people struggling all the time. And it could be an accident waiting to happen. You've seen this where someone gets it and then 2 or 3 people have to climb over and kind of help. And so I decided to myself a long time ago that I wanted to have really strong shoulder strength because I traveled a lot for my career when I was in corporate. Also, unrelated but significant, my mother was a tennis player and she played on a team here at Delray Beach in Florida. And so she had incredible strength in her shoulders and her back. And I used to tell her that I could take a brick, hypothetically, and bounce it off her back. It would just come flying because her back was so strong. To me, I think that's sexy, to be strong, to be competent, and to be able to take care of yourself. Imagine, and I know some people would like this, you go to put your luggage in the bin and some sweet person says, "Oh, can I help you?" And I always say, "That's okay. I lift weights." And I've been faulted for that. Some people are like, "Oh, let the kind person help you." I don't need any help in that. I'll tell you when I need some help, but that I've got covered. So let's go back to a little bit about the hula hoop because I've got some additional information for you. So the hula hoop craze really swept the world and it kind of fizzled out in the 1980s. And it was strong in other parts of the world outside of the United States. But of course, we were here in the States watching, seeing what's going on, and then brought it back and decided to embrace it. And it really became very popular as the result of a singer named Georgia Gibbs in 1958 who appeared on the Ed Sullivan Show. Remember Ed Sullivan? What a cool show. And decided to sing the hula hoop song. And it was her last U.S. top 40 hit. And that really started the craze again. Hula hoops are also mentioned in the 1958 Alvin and the Chipmunk song, Christmas Don't Be Late, Way Out Toys under license to Emson. And so it goes on and on. I can talk to you about comedy shows that feature hula hoops. But for me, the whole purpose of why I'm sharing this today, again, is about fitness. So let's talk about what you should do once you get the hula hoop. Do you immediately get the hula hoop and start trying to play around with it? I would say no. I would say maybe do some warm-ups, some stretches. So I'm going to lead you through that. And even if you don't have hula hoops, you can actually do this routine without them. I'd like to say also for our friends on Amazon Live that I am a paid spokesperson. So if you decide to purchase any of the items at the bottom of your screen, I will receive a commission, but I would really love to get that commission. So please do look at these items. And if you have items that you would like me to review and to honestly recommend or make suggestions, please do reach out. My contact information will be on the screen shortly. Okay, so let's start off by doing a few basic stretches. Now, I am not a medical doctor. I have a doctorate in business administration, but I'm not a medical doctor. So maybe you should check with somebody before you do anything. But if you feel that you are healthy and physically in good strength, you can join me for some of these stretches. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our arm across our body and we're just going to gently, we're not trying to crank it. It is attached to our body. It is important that we give it a little bit of time to loosen up. I have very tight shoulders because I use them all the time. So we're just going to do that a little bit. And then on the other side, switch. And again, depending on how tight you are or what you need for stretching, you may want to do a little bit more, a little bit less. Then behind the head, just gently grab your elbow, just so lightly, stretch it over and then stretch to the side. It feels so good. See me waving here, waving in the wind. Okay, other side. There you go. Okay, now rolling the shoulders out a little to the back and a little to the front. There we go. Okay, now before we start with the hula hoops, which by the way, can you imagine I'm in a space with a giant green screen? It goes from one wall to the other, and I'm going to be hula hooping in front of you, and my chair is about 3 inches in front of me. So this is a circus feat in and of itself. But I want to talk to you about these weight training or athletic gloves. Now, do you necessarily need these to do the hula hoop? No, you definitely don't need them to do the hula hoop. However, I like to wear my weight training gloves all the time, especially not all the time now, I don't have them on, but when I'm working out. And part of the reason is when I go to Solid Core, not a paid spokesperson, when I go to spin class, the spin district paid spokesperson as of next week, yay, I will wear gloves. And I wear them for a few reasons. Number one, truth be told, I am a germaphobe. So if you think about even as cleanly, as clean as the gyms, as the fitness centers, as the studios are, I just like to be extra careful because I do have an autoimmune disease. The second thing is I can wear my jewelry, hello, and it's not going to get damaged. So I have the gloves on. The third is if you're a sweaty Betty and you have sweaty hands, then there's nothing worse than having your hands in your own sweat, and it's dangerous. Right? It's dangerous depending on what activity it is you're doing. And then lastly, it enables you, if you're lifting weights, for example, you can get a really firm grip on it that you don't have to worry about losing control because your hands are sweaty. Okay, so I'm just going to put these on. And the weightlifting gloves are also, if you're on Amazon Live, they are there at the bottom. There's different ones. I'm going to show them to you. And these come in different colors. But the part of the reason that I like this particular pair, I like the fact that they're blue because I can find them in the dryer when I'm in a rush and I need to get my gloves. But I also like the fact that they cover my hands to where they are. I don't like gloves that cover my fingers to the end because I can't get a grip on anything. So if I am doing work like at Solid Core, I can actually grab onto the machine, Sweatlana, and I don't have to worry about getting injured. If I can't touch it, if I can't sense it, then it's not going to work for me. So this is a pair that I really like. Again, you can check Amazon Live. By the way, if you are not on Amazon Live, let me give you the link if you'd like to go over there. Here's the information. Our store on Amazon Live is actually USA Global TV. So you can just look for USA Global TV. I'm an Amazon influencer, Dr. JACALYN KERBECK, and I could have made this store Dr. JACALYN KERBECK, but I really wanted it to be USA Global TV because we have a whole team of people, and I want to be able to promote their work if they're interested in it. So there you go. You can join live or you can check it out later. Okay, so this is the first pair of gloves. Now, let's say I was going to work out and I picked this up. If I'm in a gym setting, for example, it's great to have these gloves on already because I've probably been doing something, and then whatever I touched, whatever weights I touched, whatever's on my hand is now going to be on here. So I like to have my hands, firm on here. I don't have to worry about the germs. I do clean these off. I just use a regular one of the towelettes that they have at the gym, or you can use soap and water, but don't put in a bathtub. And these are made out of different materials as well. Okay, so that's the first pair of gloves. I want to show you another pair of gloves, which is definitely a little bit different. And again, it doesn't really have anything to do with the color. It's just about how it feels on the hands. So these are different in that there's a different type, I don't know what it is, but there's a different type of cushioning here. So when I have these on, I feel like I have a really firm grip because there's extra cushion here. However, the Velcro wears off faster. Now I have to say, I've had these gloves for years and I wear them. If you think I work out twice a day and I wear gloves every time, I probably have 10 pairs of gloves. So you can do the math. They get a lot of work. But again, I really like wearing the gloves. It doesn't matter to me what color they are, although I'm typically in black because black is where it's at. I like it. You look thinner, what can I say? So let's start now with the hula hoop. So I'm going to put my gloves on and I'm going to show you how I do the workout. And hopefully, there won't be any disasters here in the studio. And if there are, you're going to witness them. And I didn't tell you, but in addition to hope, inspiration, and education, entertainment is also part of our platform. So if I do knock some things over, just have a good laugh with me. Because again, the green screen is literally on my back. And that's okay. It's where it's supposed to be. All right. So I pick up the hula hoops and then you can put them in different places, but I typically put them here on my wrist and I have jewelry on. So you probably think, how can you do that? Well, for me, I've been doing it for a long time. For you, maybe no jewelry. Or you can put them higher up. You have to get enough momentum so that they go around. And you can go front or you can go back. So you can go one way and then you can go the other way. I actually have a video on our YouTube channel, which is me on a BOSU, which is both sides up, not a paid spokesperson, uneven surface, doing my hula hoop. So you can go on to USA Global TV and radio and you can look for BOSU hula hoop workout and you can see that. Really good for your entire core. But honestly, I can't get a BOSU back here. There's just no room. Okay, so what we're going to do is you give it a little oomph, right? And make sure that it's not too crazy because you won't be able to do it. Then start slowly. You can move them in. You can move them out. And I feel this really in my shoulders. I feel it in my back. And what I typically do is I will do this and count to 400. So once I get up to 400, then I'll stop and I'll go the other way. And it definitely burns calories. I typically set my watch, my Apple Watch, not a paid spokesperson, and I will see how many calories I can burn while I'm doing this. So you see, I'm a little bit breathless, but not too much. So you see my shoulders are working. You can see it there. And I'm going to stop for there because I'm really hitting the green screen. So that's the hula hoop for your arms. And again, as I mentioned, there are hula hoops that obviously everyone knows, the bigger ones. There are hula hoop classes that you can take. And also I recommend that you use these hula hoops when you progress in your physicality or your workout, that you add them in to other things that you're doing. So what do I mean by that? Well, I have a trampoline. I'll be doing a whole segment on that. I like to be on the trampoline and use the hula hoops because it burns extra calories. You can be sitting in a chair wherever you are, burning extra calories. I set my watch, my Apple Watch, for 650 calories per day. So I'm monitoring it all day. And if I can pick up some extra calories that I burn through this, it's a win. All right, so that's all I have today for the hula hoops. Let me check and see if we have any questions. We do. We have some comments here on Amazon Live. Dr. Chan, hello. Yes, I agree. Fingerless fitness gloves make sense and love the extra cushioning in the palm. Are they weighted, the exercise tubes? Yes, they are weighted. You can get ones that are not weighted, but I think if you're looking to build strength, you need to have some kind of resistance. Now, I told you I would share with you how you can do a workout without the weighted hula hoops. Let's say you are brand new to fitness, or maybe you've been doing something typically with your lower body. Maybe you ride your bike outside, or maybe you're someone who's spinning and you're not doing upper body. A good way to start is with your own body weight. And I like to recommend planks. I'm huge on planks. I can't do a plank right here because you wouldn't see me. I'd be down there. You wouldn't see me. So, what I would recommend is you start with your arms out to the side. And let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger. And then you would just go in small circles to the front. Now, you don't want to be wrenching up your shoulders. You want them to be relaxed, because what will happen is you'll get pain here in the neck. You'll be using your traps. So just make some small circles. I like to keep my hands together, and I'll go 50 this way, then 50 this way. I used to be an aerobics instructor. I've been a personal trainer, spin instructor, and did I say yoga instructor? I don't remember. But anyway, then you can bring them in the front. You can do all kinds of things here. But your hands and your arms are tight because you're using your own resistance. You can even push down towards the ground, push up. So you're activating your muscles. You can bring your arms in and you can resist. You can push out and resist. It's just a matter of you getting into that mindset where you're pushing yourself to do something different. So using your own body weight is a good way to start out. I know for myself, every summer, I like to plank and see how long I can go without stopping. So I'll be on my toes and on my hands. And I got up to, I think, 22 minutes without stopping. My entire body was shaking like a leaf. And then another time I did 3 increments of 10 back to back to back. 2 of them were on a Bosu and the one in the middle wasn't. So I got up to 30 minutes. We've got another comment. Wow, Dr. JACALYN, I think I can manage 20, but 50. Wow, impressed. You know what? It starts off, tell yourself you can do 10. Tell yourself you're going to do 1. Just do something that you're not currently doing, because this is what happens. The end of the year comes, 2023, and we say to ourselves, you know what? I'm going to change this. I'm going to change that. I'm going to change this. But we don't have an actual why of we're going to change it. Just because the calendar changes, the date changes, that doesn't mean, honestly, that anything is going to change in your life unless you make an effort. Of course, there are unforeseen things that happen to us all the time that we have no control over. But when we've been preparing ourselves mentally, physically, emotionally for the unexpected, we're in a much different position than if we're just sitting there waiting for things to happen. So here's what I would suggest. It is 2024. It's a day on the calendar, January 3rd. Okay. It could be like any other day, but the difference is it's today. You have today. You have this moment. I've been sharing with you some tips. What I would suggest is discover your why. Why do you want to make a change? Why are you watching this program? Why is it that you're thinking it's 2024 and I want to do something different? You must have a why. And I'll give an example. I used this example yesterday when I was talking about hair care products. So I mentioned I have ulcerative colitis. You're sick of hearing it. I'm sick of having it 34 years. Anyway, my doctor said last year he was very concerned about my colon. That's a whole other story. So I changed everything I was doing, not with my workouts, but what I was eating and how much I was sleeping and how much water I was drinking. And I didn't physically really notice that much difference because I work out so much. But anyway, he called a couple weeks ago and he said, I've got great news for you. So I went back to my evil patterns of eating. And so I said to myself, it's because I had a why. And the why was short term. I wanted to get good results on my blood tests, and I wanted to get the stamp of approval from my doctor. I've always been about gold stars. So I got those, and then my why disappeared. So I had a conversation with one of my nephews, and we were talking about it's about a lifestyle. It's not just about making a small twitch with a lever here and there. It's about lifestyle. When you're younger, when I was younger, we think nothing really horrible is going to happen to us. We think whatever it is, we'll get through it. But that's not really the case. what I found is that we have to have patterns of behavior that are really conducive to having a life that is filled with happiness and free of pain. And so I work out as hard as I do, as often as I do. I do these shows because I'm passionate about what I'm doing. When I was in corporate, I loved the paycheck. It just came, just automatically went into the account. I love the health benefits. I love traveling around the world and staying at 5-star resorts. I loved all of it. But I didn't have my why fulfilled. And my why was, what was my purpose of being here on this planet? What would be the legacy I would leave when it was my time to go? And I didn't have the answer. But today I can tell you this. I am happier than I've ever been in my entire life. I don't make the money that I used to make. I don't go to 5-star resorts. I don't have my health insurance paid for, but I make my own decisions. I decided to do this show today because I thought these hula hoops, whether you buy them or not, maybe somebody will say, you know what, I'm going to start doing arm exercises. Maybe I'll hear from someone and they'll say, you know what, watching that show, I got my why. That's what I want for you. So as I close out, I just want to share with you, once you have your why, expect the fact that you will be derailed. There will be things that will happen that will test your commitment to your why. Now, I hear this all the time, and I'm not saying that I haven't said it myself. I'm so busy. Busy. What does it even mean? To me, busy is a 4-letter word, busy. I'm so productive. I'm making a difference in the world. I'm shedding light and I'm volunteering. What are you doing that's making a difference instead of what are you hiding behind that's preventing you from making a difference? Sometimes we're so down on ourselves. And I've been like this. I've thought this to myself, that what value can I bring? I really thought that for a very long time. And I think that could be tied to why I have an autoimmune disease, because I really didn't have very good self-esteem. And nobody would believe that probably. But today, my self-esteem is much better than it's ever been because I've made a commitment to certain things. And again, it's not always easy. It's not easy running a television network with people from all over the world in all different time zones. And many times I feel like I'm a therapist because everyone wants to share whatever it is they want to share. And our team members are like therapists for me. So it goes back and forth. So the point is, there's value that comes from that. There's value with putting yourself out there and making connections. So once you realize your why and you accept the fact that there will be challenges and obstacles that are coming your way that you may not be able to identify, you can see yourself on the other side getting to where you want to go. Close your eyes, envision it, have a vision board, work with a coach, work with a mentor, see yourself where you want to go. And then whatever comes at you, you keep saying to yourself, okay, glad that we're getting this out of the way. Might be uncomfortable, might be a setback, might hurt financially, relationship wise. Let's get it out of the way so we can move on to the next one. I feel like that also in running 2 businesses, you hear no, I can't do this. No, I'm not going to do it anymore. No, this, no, that. You know what? Bring the no's on. Let me have the no's, because as soon as we get to a certain number of no's, we're going to get to a yes. Now, that being said, when there are obstacles, what I say to myself is, what is the solution? I want to get over here. I got all this over here. What is the solution to get over there? And what's important is you take your emotions and you keep them in check. And then you take them out, maybe on the arm hula hoop. Maybe you find some way to take that energy and get rid of it. I know when I go to work out, I'm not just strolling into one of those 2 classes, la-di-da. I already mentally have my game face on. I've got in my mind, when I get to that class, I don't care what anyone else is doing. I am pushing myself to the hardest level that I possibly can. And people say, well, isn't that too much at your age? That's on you. At this age, at any age, I have decided that if I'm leaving this planet, let it be while I'm working out, because that is what brings me true joy, as does this. So figure out what your why is, figure out what the solutions are, and regardless of who in your life is telling you no, let's say you decide you're going to start doing arm exercises and you live with people and they don't work out, or maybe they do work out and they work out and they say, you know what? That's ridiculous. It's not going to get you anywhere. It is going to get you somewhere. It got you off the couch. It got you out of the kitchen. It got you away from the refrigerator. It got you one step closer to where it is you want to go. Or if people in your life don't work out, they might say to themselves, now this person is going to get really fit. They're going to leave me. I mean, these are extremes, but people come up with them. Invite them to do it with you. Invite them to do it with you. Maybe they're sitting in a chair, maybe just moving their arms up and down, doing something they're not used to doing. So invite them into your community as part of what it is that you are trying to accomplish, knowing that they'll have their own goal. Once you come up with the solution, you can implement the solution. You're so close to your goal. And what happens typically is we think we're never going to make it, and we're right there. We're so close. One thing I've wanted for my entire life is I've wanted a six-pack abs. Never got them. You know why I never got them? Because I never ate the way I was supposed to eat. So I say to myself now, this is your chance. You're lean, you work out. Yeah, you're 60 years old. You've got fat. Yeah, but this is your chance. How badly do you want it? Do you see yourself with the washboard stomach? When you pass a piece of chocolate cake, are you going to say, no, I'm not eating it? I'm kind of wavering. Why? Because my why isn't strong enough, because I don't really see myself with six-pack abs. And then if I did have six-pack abs, how is my life going to be different? That's a big question. When you see yourself getting to where you want to be, how will that make you happy? Will it make you happy? I don't know. So my example with the six-pack abs, what's going to happen? Am I going to be asked to be on Bodybuilder magazine? No. Am I going to find some hot guy who goes, you know what? The only thing wrong with you was you didn't have six-pack abs. No, that is not what's going to happen. So I have to say, is it really that important? So you can stay tuned with me and you can see if it really is that important. I want to thank you so much for being here today. I have to run. We have another show. It's not on Amazon Live. So if you are on Amazon Live, please go over to our YouTube channel, USA Global TV and Radio, and you can watch the United Kingdom news and culture. Also, please, everyone who's out there, take care of yourself. This is your opportunity. You don't have to discuss it with anyone. What do you want to accomplish for yourself, regardless of what the date on the calendar is, regardless of what problems you think you have or you do have, regardless of how old you are? What do you want to accomplish? Who can help you get to where you want to go? And how committed to getting there are you? These are questions I'll leave you with. In the meantime, I appreciate you. Please do follow us on USA Global TV and Radio, on YouTube, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and please follow USA Global TV and Radio over on Amazon Live. I'm Dr. JACALYN KERBECK. I'm here to support you and help you. If you would like to contact me, here is my information. If you'd like to be a guest on any of our shows, please contact me or go to our website, usaglobaltvandradio.com or USA Global TV. We are going to be signing off now. It's been an absolute pleasure. Let's hear from one of our sponsors, and then we'll look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. We're going to be reviewing nail polish products tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Thank you.
The last few days have been really amazing. I had a trainer course from the British School of Etiquette.
And I must say it's been one of the best decisions I've ever made and one of the best investments I've made in my own training and development.
Now, words alone will not describe the transformation and the positive path that I have traveled with the British School of Etiquette.
I find I learned a lot from the lessons this time I came.
The last few days with the British School of Etiquette have been fantastic.
And what I've learned now is really beyond my expectations.
This is the most rewarding experience and the best investment I have made this year.
It was just great. I learned so much, and when I go back to Belgium I will incorporate a lot of it into my day-to-day life and business.
It's been absolutely wonderful for the whole week that we were here.
I feel transformed, and I feel like blowing a trumpet and tell people, come and do this school, this class is the best, this is the best school ever.
You should take it. It will change your life immediately. I am now able to teach other people how to bring the best of them.
Thank you.
Thank you, PSD.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.